Thanks so much for staying with the McAllen Cable Network. I'm Roxanne Lerma. We are back in the studio today with a somewhat familiar face in the city of McAllen, our very own McAllen Mayor Jim Darling. Mayor, thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So we really want to highlight one of our awesome services that we have here in the city of McAllen, and it's used but maybe not used quite enough, and that's our 311 service. So tell us about that.
Well, it's a great tool, Roxanne. It's what I think. It's two things. You know, I get a lot of people call and make complaints about different things, and so it takes a time for me to go and call the department head and then getting back to the citizen. And there's such a great solution. And so I tell people, have you ever tried McAllen 311? And a lot of people don't know what that is. So that's why we're doing a push to get it out. Although it's very successful, it could be much more successful than it is right now.
So folks call you and you call 311.
Yeah, pothole and a complaint, and so I'll dial in 311 myself for the complaint that they give me, and then it's kind of cumbersome where they can do it directly themselves. But you know, I don't want to talk about complaints because it's more than a complaint. It's our ability for our citizens to be eyes and ears for our department. We can't get out and look at every pothole and know where it is, every sprinkler head that's out in the city park. And so this is a chance for the citizens to be involved in their city in making it a better city. So sometimes we talk about it's a complaint source. It's really not. It's an informational source. And so I think it's a great tool for the citizens to get out and get involved in their city and make us better.
Yeah, they're going to be our eyes on the street. Okay, so this is a super simple service for them to use. You can have it on your mobile phone if you have an Android or an iPhone. You just download the app, or you can even call 681-3111. So what are some of the things that our residents can call in for, Mayor?
They can call in potholes, sprinkler heads, weedy lots, trash someplace, city buildings that need correction, or if they're dirty, streets that need cleaning. Literally anything that we provide as a service. So our Parks Department gets to use it quite a bit, and so it really is good. And you know, before we started, we talked with them about, I was pushing it really hard, and the city said, you know, we're going to have to respond. And so we need to gear up and be ready, not only to answer the question, to push it out to the department and get it done. And I think you'll see it's really effective. When you call on a pothole, usually within the next day it's filled. And so we have staff that take pride in meeting the 311 requests.
Yeah, we're pretty efficient in the city of McAllen. That is our turnaround. You know, you can use your 311 app if you walk out in your neighborhood and you see a little pothole, you know, in front of your house. Take a picture, you send it in, and within 24 hours.
Right, and you take the picture and it automatically gives the location, so you don't have to worry about that.
Right, it's a geolocation.
It's a geolocation, so it knows exactly where you're doing. And then it lets you know how many other people have made a comment about that perhaps, and then it gets back with you with the results. And so you'll know if you see something, for instance, it's not in your neighborhood, you make a request. I don't want to call it a complaint, but
yeah, not a complaint.
Then you'll know it got done because it answers you back that it got done. So you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about wondering if it got done or not.
So it is utilized quite a bit because I think they field something along the lines of 400 calls per day and 80,000 per year, but we still want it to be used more.
Yeah, and some of those are duplicates, obviously, because people see the same pothole and all that. So we haven't broken that down as to individual requests, specific requests, but it's used quite a bit, but it could be used even much more.
Why do you think that this is such a great tool for our community here in McAllen?
Well, we have 150,000 eyes and ears on the road.
Right.
On the road. So, you know, it's just a great tool for us as a city to provide the services for our citizens because they're out there and they're part of it. That way, and so I think the citizens feel part of the whole process, and it really assists us in making sure that a little pothole doesn't become a big pothole, or a sprinkler head that's broken doesn't go out into the road and cause road problems, or now you have dry patches because it's not watering properly. So those things are cost us money down the road, and so actually it's a money-saving device when you think about it, because we're nipping the problems in the bud because we have so many people out there looking.
It's also a really great informational source for our residents, because if you have a question about something in McAllen, maybe it's planning, or you need a number to, you know, the city secretary's office, they're there for that as well.
Right. It's not only requests, and so citizens can make a request, but it's also an informational device right at your fingertips or your phone tip that you can get all kinds of information about the city. You don't have to go home and watch TV or McAllen Cable
We don't
Network,
watch TV.
which is a great McAllen Cable Network. It's great, but you don't have to wait for
Right.
that, or you don't have to call City Hall. It's right there in your fingertips, so you can get all the information you need to be a good citizen right there.
And you don't have to call the mayor. You can call 681-3111.
I'm glad. I love to hear from people, but it's much more. It's a much more efficient process. That's use the 311. They can still call me.
Right.
But I like to have them call me and say, I use 311 and it worked great, and that's probably a
There
better
you go.
process.
Now they're going to call you and going to say, kudos to 311, it got taken care of.
Exactly.
All right, Mayor, thank you so much for joining us here in the studio.
Okay. Well, thank you, Roxanne.
And we encourage you to download that mobile app. It's so easy if you have an iPhone or an Android, or just call us 681-3111. For the City of McAllen, I'm Roxanne Lerma.